Hey there, Taurus. How are we today? Just doing our weekly readings, and this week we are looking at love and what's coming up for you in love in the near future. Okay, I will just let everyone know if you would leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. I will be drawing that when we hit 100 subscribers. We are just a small channel, so I really do appreciate every single like and comment and subscribe as well. So thank you all for your support. Today we're actually using the paper oracle Lenormand. I do also have with me those beautiful heart-shaped lovers oracle there. But we are starting today with the Island Time Wellness Love Oracle. So we'll see what wants to come out for you today, Taurus. So Taurus, what's coming in love for Taurus? What's coming up in love for Taurus, please? Okay, where'd that one go? Okay, and one more for Taurus, please. What's coming up in love for Taurus? Okay, got a bit of Okay, Taurus, we do have the separation energy coming through. Okay, so that does say sadness, missing you, thinking about you, yearning, and unsure of the future. All right, so that does kind of give me the vibe that the Taurus I'm talking to probably has recently separated or is in separation from a particular person. You might be missing them quite a lot, but it does feel as though this is probably a lot more of their energy headed towards you, that they do miss you quite a lot and they've been thinking about you a lot. You know, if you are with somebody, it does feel like, you know, they are just a little bit worried at the moment that there is going to be a separation. So we'll get deeper into that and see what that's all about there. But we do also have the mirror card. Okay, so that really does talk about mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflecting our wounds and introspection. Okay, so you and this person, whether you're together or not, you guys may be, you know, mirroring each other quite a little bit. It does feel as though, you know, if they're feeling that, oh no, we may be separating, you know, I feel as though you're both perpetuating each other with that mirroring energy. It's like the more worried they get, the more worried you get, and the more worried you get, it makes them even more worried, and it's just sort of piling on top of each other. So when you are in a mirroring kind of energy, if you do, you know, want that positive, you need to actually provide that as well, because the more positive that you can provide, the more they feel that energy, and they start to mirror that positive energy. The more that you communicate, you know, the more that they communicate back, the more vulnerable you become with that person. You know, it works in with energy. When you're in a mirroring state with somebody, it really does work like that as well. So you don't want to just keep, you know, piling on negative over negative over negative, and it just doesn't stop, because you can actually change that. And you know, if you want to change that, you can change that and start piling on that positive communication, vulnerability with each other, that love. Okay, so just keep that in mind, that you know, if you are with someone and you don't want to be getting into that cycle where you are mirroring each other in negative ways, and you're allowing that person's wounds to, you know, tear your wounds open, you know, it does just pile on and pile on. Okay, so I just feel like you guys, some of you guys out there probably do need to just sort of think about that a little bit. You know, with that mirror energy, there is that factor of, you know, looking yourself in the mirror as well, and really sort of working out, you know, how you do truly feel, and what you do want to gain, and you know, what you know, if you do feel as though you do need to separate from this person, you know, actually facing yourself in the mirror and facing those issues within yourself as well. Okay, so a bit of a tough energy there, Taurus, but you know, like I said, each and every day it's a choice whether we want to be happy and focus on that positive energy. It's hard. It's definitely hard, and some days are harder than others. But at the end of the day, especially when we're in that mirroring energy, we do really need to stop and look ourselves in the mirror and see how our energy is affecting the people around us, and vice versa, of course, as well. All right, but we'll get a bit more information for you there, Taurus. What's going on with this love energy for Taurus, please? Okay, and can we please have a look at positive new love energy coming in for Taurus, please? Positive new love energy coming in for Taurus, please. Okay, so I'm glad I asked that as well, because I don't want to sort of just get stuck in that negative energy for you either. I am a person that really does love to share the potential love options that you have, both negative and positive. Okay. I do love my shadow work stuff, but I also love, okay. Um so we do have, when it comes to that separation mirroring energy, okay, we do have the fish and the bear coming out firstly. All right, so there may be some financial issues going on at the moment. The fish really does talk about financial stuff, and it could also just be talking about an abundance of this bear energy, which the bear is quite a powerful card, so it does kind of suck a little bit of that energy from the other cards around it into it as well. But I do feel as though we're looking at just some financial stress. There may have been some financial issues between you and your person. Either, like I said, I can't quite get a vibe on whether we're fully separated from this person. We are still completely in each other's energy. So you may be in that situation where you've had a recent separation, or you guys may be actually considering a separation and you're kind of wanting to know a little bit deeper about the situation. But if I'm talking to completely single Taurus, then we are looking more at it's maybe something happening more back in the past. But I do feel as though this is sort of like a more recent separation, and you guys are definitely still in each other's energy, with that mirroring energy coming through. But what we're seeing is a huge abundance of this bear energy. All right, so we are in a very overprotective, like insulative kind of mood, very protective over our own feelings and thoughts, to the point of being, defensive even, and overprotective. All right. It is a very strong and powerful card, but we do need to make sure we're in that bear energy where we are standing in our own power, but not actually like, being too, um, you know, um, uh, too powerful, like too controlling of things or anything like that. It can be defensiveness and overprotectiveness, like holding yourself away from other people, quite a lot. Very lone bear kind of energy. It can be sort of talking about that a little bit as well. But we do have that followed up with the birds and then the masculine energy. Okay, so there is an element of, some sort of grief and mourning in this connection. So, for a lot of you, I feel as though this is some, you may actually already be separated from this energy there. There is still potential phone calls with the birds coming through. There is still potential chatter between you, but there may have been elements of gossip that have sort of led to some of this other energy going around. Sometimes there can be sort of a bit of a background chatter and gossip rather than you guys talking directly. There might be, people sort of getting in each other's ears and gossiping about this and that. So there may be an element of that for some of you as well. But I do feel that mostly it's just that element of, some sort of grief, and loss coming through. So I feel as though, for some of you there may have actually been like some sort of financial loss that has really sort of put your back up against this other person, and there may have been something that's happened regarding finances that really is of concern to you, and you're kind of having to really sort of think things through at the moment, because with that masculine energy, that does talk about, not sharing your emotions with people, being a little bit controlling and dominating of the situation. Like we saw with that bear energy, there is that element that you could be, sort of trying to be a little bit, in control of the situation, but not really actually in your own power. Not like it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just like I just feel like sometimes it's blurred lines. Okay, when it's talking about standing in your own power and doing what's best for you, but then it can come across, I suppose, to other people as a bit domineering or a little bit controlling. But I really feel that with that masculine, we are just getting a lot more of that, not sharing emotions, not sharing what's on your mind, not actually communicating very well with this other person at the moment, being very stoic and just off in that standalone kind of energy with the masculine there. The masculine, I don't really like to genderize the cards, so I do tend to read it just as that, that non-emotional, like, and it is kind of feeling with those other energies there and that mirroring going on. It does feel as though, the more that you're not sharing emotion, the more this person's not sharing their emotion, and both of you kind of stuck in your thoughts rather than in your feelings at all, kind of just trying to be logical about things at the moment rather than actually listening to your heart and what your heart really wants. So just something to keep in mind there, especially when it comes to that mirroring energy. All right, but like I said, Taurus, I really wanted to have a look and see, what positive new energy we are looking at around you in your energy as well. And there definitely is some more positive new energy headed your way, or available to you. Okay, so I feel as though it's going to be up to you guys, whether you want to deal with that current past energy, or whether we just want to make that choice to separate and move away from that and move into new options. All right, because we do have the Stork coming through, and then that was followed by the Stranger. Okay, so that's a pretty clear little storyline that there is some new energy being stirred up. It's with somebody you don't know yet, with the Stranger card coming through. So there is somebody, in your energy that you don't actually know who this person is yet. They are currently a stranger to you, or it's a stranger to you in the sense that you don't know that there's potential love energy with this person. They may be someone in your friends group. This card here is traditionally the dog, so it does sometimes have friendship elements to it as well. So it may be somebody you don't know that well through your friends. It may be a friend and you're just not aware that there's more feelings there. But it is sort of, this Stork energy does stir up new energy, so it does bring in that new possibility for you with this person. Okay, so this is talking about a person specifically there, and then what we're actually seeing is this person, they've got that feminine card come through. So this person is actually going to be, super emotional and nurturing, rather than what we're seeing in the current and past situation there, where we're very stoic and non-emotional. We are seeing this potential new energy as quite nurturing and, very emotional. They're probably very communicative on an emotional front. Okay, but I do feel that it's talking quite a lot about that supportive emotion, like nurturing kind of energy. So I do feel as though this new energy, it's going to be very supportive and nurturing of you. Okay, so even if it does, like I said, it may just start out as a friends kind of thing, with that Stranger card, but it's going to be someone who's going to be supporting you through all this past current energy, someone very supportive and, you know, coming across very loving and supportive, okay? Just repeatedly coming through as supportive energy, all right? But we do have the lily as well. So that really does talk about, you know, that long-term potential for connection. It also does sort of give us a lot of kindness, morality, and there is, with the lily, there is that sort of emotional connection, that emotional intimacy, like we saw with that feminine card, and it talks about that emotion, rather than, you know, that stoic, non-emotional energy. It is that emotional energy coming through with the lily as well. So definitely going to be, you know, like a very emotional connection with this new energy. There is going to be that, definitely that supportive emotional connection where you're going to be able to, I feel like, talk about your emotions with this person. They're going to be quite vulnerable with you about their emotions. It does feel quite supportive and nurturing, okay? But we'll see what's coming through with the Lovers Oracle. Taurus, what's coming up for Taurus in love, please? What's coming up for Taurus in love, please? Okay, so we've had a couple come out there, Taurus. I'll just find that one. They always love flying across the floor. Okay, so that one that flew out was acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. Okay, so I can't, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory when it comes to that current and past energy we were looking at. That looking at yourself in the mirror as well, you know, accepting things how they truly are, accepting yourself how you truly are, okay? Then we do have beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Okay, so directly referencing that mirroring card with this one here, you know, beware of what you're projecting. You know, the qualities that you don't like in this other person are also your own reflection, or a reflection of, you know, a response to your energy, okay? So sometimes, even if it's not a direct reflection, we need to consider how people may respond to our energy as well. All right, and then we have the time card, which does say you are trying too hard, give it time. Okay, so maybe just needing to take a little bit of time to yourself as well to truly reflect upon what's going on for you there. I will grab you a couple of my clarity cards as well. Taurus, what's coming up for love for Taurus, please? What or who is coming up in love for Taurus, please? Getting quite a lot of time frames and star signs here. Neil, can I get a give us an initial? Give us an initial, please. They do not want to show us initials, okay? I've just pulled a bunch of cards and none of them were initials. All right, but when it comes to time frames, I do have quite a few, like I said, coming through here. First and foremost, I have December and January coming through, okay? So I feel as though that's a joint energy. That could be you know, I feel as though this is probably actually December and January just gone. So somewhere over the new year, there may have been something that's happened. Maybe even all the way through to April. It might have been an ongoing situation, and this is that past current energy that we're looking at here, okay? So we do have December, January, and April coming out, okay? So they may be important time frames, you know, for that past energy. I do feel that's probably that past energy, all right? But then we do also have here Virgo and Scorpio, okay? So Virgo season is coming up in the end of August through to September, Scorpio season, October, November. All right. So there may be some important things happening in those months, but I feel like this is probably actually somebody's placements there. So you, Taurus, may actually have some other earth placements in Virgo, or one of those water placements in Scorpio. One of these people you may be dealing with, either the past or the new energy, may actually have important placements in Virgo or Scorpio as well. Like I said, I did try to get us some initials as well, but nothing wanted to pop out. So sorry about that. I can't sort of give you any initials today, but that's what I've got for you guys, Taurus. Let me know in the comments how that resonates for the situation you're going through at the moment. Like, you know, are you currently in a separation, or looking at separating at the moment? You know, like I said, you know, it's going to be a little bit different for everyone within the collective. You know, and also, of course, if that just doesn't resonate at all for you, feel free to check your other placements, or check your person's signs as well. Sometimes we get messages coming through on those as well. But if this is where we leave each other, thank you so much for your time today, Taurus.